Back again. Yes, like Casey Fennell. So, um, what were we talking about a while ago? You just said something about. Sorry, you got a notification when I was plugging in my laptop, Preston, about Nigel Davey resigning.
Yeah, so that he resigned.
That's actually another stock I'm looking at. When we talk about Nigel Davey and the Davies, IEC. So Innovative Energy. Well, it's the group. Call it IEG, Innovative Energy Group, right? The ticker is now Energy on the JSC. They recently bought, last year they bought Siboney from FinSec, and they spoke about a lot of things that they plan to. Of course, so what they are is they're an energy company, right? Let's say you have a company and you kind of want to be a bit more energy efficient. You want to, you have to undertake some form of energy project. So you talk to IEC. They come in, they do their assessments. They also finance a lot of these energy projects. They will, change out a lot of the stuff. I saw they use, it's a lot of micro turbines, different, what is it? Combined. You have like combined cooling and heat, power. I can't remember. I remember looking at it at one point. It's like, let me find it. Combined cooling, heat, and power systems, or just cooling. I mean, or just heat and power systems. Combined, yeah, heat and power. So basically, what they use is they use micro turbines. So you put in your fuel, and it generates electricity, and it's super efficient, very very efficient. Are they also do a lot of renewable projects as well. Right? They talk about solar a lot. So they're also in that space. They've done about, on their website they said 800 million US dollars in terms of the worth of the projects that they've done. They're all across Jamaica. They've done a lot of projects in Jamaica, Kingston, internationally as well. So Central America, the US, they're everywhere, right? They've been around for 3 decades, over 3 decades. And now I believe what the cool thing about IEC, and then calling it the group, is I'm pretty sure they plan to put a lot of things under that umbrella. All right. So the group would probably, and from what I see, as other groups, a holding company for quite a few of their other companies, IEC DBA, which has that contract with Wigton. They have they could just put a lot of things, and they could acquire a lot of other companies as well. Interestingly enough, I was reading something today about IEC. I want to see if I can find it, but Nigel Davis spoke about the company. So here's this article I found. It's from December 8th, 2023. I remember reading it, but I'm just...
Wait, send it to me in the chat.
Oh yeah, so you guys can see it as well. Sorry, audio listeners, if you cannot see, but
On the reverse side.
yeah. Oh, send it in reverse side. Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. So I looked at that article, and when you scroll down further, it says the executive chairman also indicates that the company plans to respond to the proposal by the general procurement entity for up to 100 megawatts of Jamaica's renewable energy capacity, or for 10% of the island's renewable capacity. I don't know how I'm just seeing that, because I haven't seen a lot of talk from IEC about applying for the GPE. So it's basically you get access to those like very large projects, and 100 megawatts of renewable energy is quite a bit. We know Wigton also applied for this same the GPE. But I didn't know that they applied. Did you know they applied?
Yeah, that said it's at the AGM that they were going to apply.
Yeah, but when they say so, you said they were going to apply.
But if they, why would they not apply? Because they need money.
Yeah,
They,
but
they want to make
when
money. Like what? This
when
is
you hear these
look how
things, you're
much
supposed
years
to
it
hear
takes.
like a follow up, because haven't they shortlisted people at this point?
Yeah, I mean, I guess they haven't had a like a shareholder meeting since. So Wigton, the thing is, Wigton after they announced, well, after the GP announced that they shortlisted people, you had the Wigton AGM, so Wigton could tell you. But
So,
the
what constitutes material information is always so strange to me because it's so subjective. Because to me, that's material information. If you are shortlisted, like
yeah. I mean, I
that's big.
guess what I was thinking that too, but I guess when remember we were talking about it, what they don't want is that they say that they're shortlisted, and then suppose people start like getting interested in the stock and start buying it up, it starts going up, and then they lose it,
They're
and
not
then
a
it drops
finalist. Yeah.
down.
Well, yeah,
Yeah, so I guess that. So if
that's just
they
the stock.
get it,
That's just
if they're
stocks.
not shortlisted, but if they get it,
Mm-hmm. They
excuse
would
me,
have to
if
tell
they
us.
actually get it, then I think that they would. I would likely say, yeah, I believe they'd have to tell you. But I guess shortlisting itself, um, wouldn't be. It's something that I think they could tell you if, for example, say he goes on to Kalila or something like that, or some
Mm-hmm.
public forum, or he's in an article, and he's already going to be asked about it or something. Then, yeah, so then, like if they had their AGM after this,
Mm-hmm.
then I think they would.
Okay, fair. I mean, based on the government's goal, and their track record, I really do hope they're a finalist. I don't know what it's called when you actually, you know, get
You're awarded the contract or
the
a
contract.
contract
Yeah. Yeah. Let's hope they get the contract. They also
or
stated
a
that
contract.
a
Remember,
contract.
it's not just one.
True.
Technically, it could be. I think it's between 5 to 50 megawatts. So you could have a bag of people getting 5, 20 people getting 5.
True.
I don't think they split it up too much, but at the end of the day, it's up to their decision. But what I found interesting there, you saw the article where after this 100 megawatts, and they're going to ask for even more energy. I think it was like 167 megawatts.
Megawatts. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have, you can send that in the chat.
Let's see if I can find it.
Spoke about, so they said 12 proposals were received, of which 11 were distinct, one offered an alternative proposal. So, and the other thing they said is that at the end, another round of proposals is slated to begin during the course of 2024. So later this year, for 168 megawatts of additional renewable energy projects. So I was actually pretty surprised at this, because
Yeah, you
I
send this in
thought
a
the
group.
100 megawatts and the 300 megawatts from JPS wasn't enough, because if you look at the goal, if you want to get to, if right now I think we're at like 10%, and you
Mm-hmm.
want to increase the percentage, you want to go from 10% to 50% within, we're in 2024 now.
Yeah.
That's 6 years. But the other thing to factor in is that the amount of energy Jamaica is going to need is going to continue to increase. So it's essentially almost like a moving target.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, oh, we have 1,000 megawatts now, we just want to increase the percentage to get to 55, like say it was 1,000 megawatts, 50%, so 500 megawatts. It's not that. By the 2030, we could be at like 1,300 or 1,400. We don't know.
True.
So, and the other thing to even factor in, with like, for example, global warming and stuff like that, more and more people are going to be using things like fans and AC and stuff like that to try to keep us cool. So that's going to further increase your electricity usage. So you need to have a more resilient grid.
Yeah.
So I think any renewable energy company right now, especially if they are a possible independent power producer, is going to be one to look at. But even, for example, Tropical Battery,
Yeah.
I think that with Tropical Battery, with more and more people trying to make the switch, and also a lot of the incentives that we're getting like from the government. Remember, we spoke about, I think on our last episode, where we spoke about the
budget.
the 2024 Jamaican budget.
But this was
There
implemented
was
2023 budget.
which one?
The lithium ion batteries.
No, not talking about that. I was talking about remember you were telling me about the loan where you could get, isn't that new?
Oh, yes,
The loan from NHT. I think you can get like 1 or 1.5 million.
1.5.
That's a new thing. So think about that. Like for tropical, if they can come up with a solution where, you know, it's say, okay, you can solar your house for 1 million, and then we have this partnership. Like we make the process easy with NHT, you can quickly get the loan, blah blah blah, sort that out. Yeah, I think that's interesting. I'm glad to see more, because the thing is, if you think about it, they do have competition. Because
Yes.
if this shows it, like this article mentions that 11 other people, I guess 10 other people, separate entities applied, so they have competition. So it's not just Wigton. We already mentioned IEC. Like
you know what I liked
they
about
applied
this?
to.
They showed all the IPPs, and see, there are currently 9 IPPs in Jamaica, according to the GPE. 4 of which are providers of renewable energy, which are Wigton, 62 megawatts. They literally state the megawatts: Content Solar, 20 megawatts; BMR Energy, 36, and 8 Rivers Energy Company, which is Paradise Solar, which is 37 megawatts, and the rest are, and IEC isn't necessarily just, they don't do so, it's not just renewable energy. It's not solely
not an
renewable.
IPP.
Yeah, exactly. Right. They, and it's funny because even in the budget presentation that we spoke about how Wigton can now get a tax cut because a lot of the regulated companies, IPPs, are taxed at 33%, but now they'd get cut, so they'd be taxed at 25%. But
they'd go back to the proper 25%. It was kind of weird that they were
being taxed so
trying
heavily
to put them at that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think what I'd be excited to see is that, like, the point I was making before was that, so there's competition. You're seeing that, okay, other people are paying for it. So the more bids you see, or the more proposals that either the government or JPS makes, can bode well for Wigton or any of the other any of the other independent power producers or companies that want to become an independent power producer.
Yeah.
Because it's more opportunity for them. And the other thing that I was thinking about was that so from the GPE side, which is government, Wigton used to be owned by government.
Yeah.
It was sold to the people of Jamaica. You don't think it would look away if year after year the man them just don't give the company they sold us, the people of Jamaica, any other opportunity to make money?
Yeah, that is facts.
You don't think that would be like an optics thing, and then someone just drop some articles or something in the paper saying, yo. It looks out. I feel like it would look away still.
It would look away still.
If you do, it would look away, because if they don't have any other opportunity, and the only, because then think about it, if they're not getting any if they're not getting any contracts in Jamaica, and it's consistently, they just can't grow. They can't grow. As a business, you want to grow.
Exactly.
So what they're going to then have to do is just go outside of Jamaica and say, yo, we have to look for some more funds outside of Jamaica, because the government isn't giving us any opportunity.
I'm pretty sure they're looking outside, even though the opportunities are here. Climate change is huge globally, and a lot of foreign companies, especially. You see this thing about them buying carbon credits. That's huge. Apple, I'm pretty sure, is buying a ton of carbon credits.
So couldn't they buy carbon credits from
Wigton?
Yeah, they could buy from companies like Wigton.
Exactly. So a lot of these nations in the developed world, I'm pretty sure they're looking for opportunities to buy carbon credits and so on, and would definitely also invest in companies like this. So opportunities are endless for a lot of these companies. I do like IEC, also Wigton. Don't know if you want to talk and touch on Wigton, because we kind of just also did touch on Wigton, and them applying for the GPE as well. They also applied to JPS, no?
Yeah, the 300 megawatt deal. That's now huge.
That's much bigger.
Because if they. Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can.
That's actually huge.
There's something else that there's a document that, let me see if I can find it, that breaks down because the 300 megawatts one is kind of interesting because it's not like 300 megawatts of renewable energy generation, you know. Part of it is actually battery storage. Yeah, like a significant part of it, like maybe almost half. I'm gonna look for the document.
Really?
And they actually even give timelines on it. I think it's 100. Hold on.
I wonder if did tropical apply?
Huh?
I wonder if tropical
Tropical?
applied.
I doubt it. I don't think they want to go into the power production space.
Well, you talked about storage.
Oh, well, I guess that's the thing. I don't know. I need to probably review because I don't think it's like, oh, they want to use the battery, the storage, and then the.
Either way, though, Tropical's supposed to get business off of all of that because from you're going into solar, you have to store that energy from the sun. So
the other thing I'd say with Tropical is I don't know if they can handle this kind of volumes. And the other thing too is the type of batteries that Tropical sells. I don't know if it's like the type of batteries that you want in a storage system for something like this is different from like just the regular ones at your house. It's like much larger batteries and different technology, and you have this like cooling, and it's like a different. The other thing I would think about is IEC, because I know IEC has a partnership with Huawei. There was an article that had spoke about that. So
yeah, but I mean, Tropical Battery also don't they have a subsidiary in the DOMREP? They acquired like 50. They're supposed to acquire 50% interest in a solar company, Kaya. Yeah, Kaya Energy Group. So even if the Jamaican portion can't manage it, I'm pretty sure they could do it via their DOMREP company. Right?
I don't. What does Kaya actually do though?
I just know it was like engineering. Let me see if I can find it. Kaya. 50% interest in DOMREP-based solar photovoltaic engineering, procurement, and construction company Kaya Energy Group in a cash and share offer. The deal expands the addressable market for solar power and energy storage equipment distributed under Tropical Batteries, Tropical Renewable Energy Division fourfold. It will also enable a vertical integration of Tropical Energy's business with Kaya's design, engineering, installation, and maintenance expertise.
I don't know the level of. I'd have to look at to see.
We'd have to do a deeper dive. Kaya is an installer in the residential, commercial, and industrial markets. They've been procuring the equipment for those projects from other distributors, mostly local distributors. Yeah, we'd have to do a much deeper dive into Kaya. Probably do it after. But a lot of these companies stand to gain heavily from this.
Yeah, hold on. I found the document that I was talking about. So this actually goes through. So what it says was that there's first going to be a solar farm, which is 115 megawatts. And it even details out timelines. So it would start next year, Q1 to Q3, design and procurement. Well, just the design and procurement, and then the construction would actually start end of next year. I don't know what commercial operation date. So they hope it to actually. Oh wow! See, so essentially it would take a year. Well, year. You know how delays can be, but so essentially it could start end of 2026, which I would just say basically 2027 then. And then there's different phases. The BESS is, I think, is battery energy storage system. So they're gonna do like a initial part 50 megawatts, another part 64 megawatts, another part 57. So essentially, the majority of it is actually not energy generation. Look at this 50, 60. Most of it is actually battery storage, and then a small portion of it is onshore wind, but this isn't till 2026 they plan to start that. So I don't know. I mean, something like this, maybe suppose something like Wigton and IEC want to do something because, well, through the joint venture, because if IEC has the partnership with Huawei,
Yeah.
Huawei's batteries could possibly help with something like this. I know Huawei is a much larger company, and they will have lots of different types of batteries, so maybe they could supply something like this. I don't know, but yeah,
Guess we'll see. Moving away from renewables, another company I like, and they posted something recently, was MFS. MFS is trading at like $1.50 right now, looking very nice. Opportunity. So why I like MFS is, well, I went to their AGM. I bought a like a piece of MFS right before the AGM went. Heard everything. Spoke with a lot of the some of the directors and so on. Spoke with some of Mr. Top 10. He knows himself. Yes, Steven. Yeah. And so I do like MFS. MFS is microfinance solutions. For everyone that doesn't know. So the listed entity is MFS Capital Partners Limited, and they recently acquired. It's been a long time coming, but they recently acquired MFS Limited, right? Microfinancing Solutions Limited, and that's the company that you started off as like a micro lender. They do remittances, bill payments. I think they're more focusing a lot now on like private credit, especially. And they take on equity stakes in other companies, and they spoke about some of the companies that they have equity stakes in, right? Like I think there's a mortgage company, Hickey Grant was one. He mentioned a few of them at the actual AGM. Is two more, and they have decent stakes in them. And they're a profitable entity apparently. So right now, MFS books, they don't really look so good, but with the acquisition being early April, that's the beginning of Q2, we should be able to see, since the transaction was completed early April, we should be able to see them report on MFS Limited. So I'm excited about that. And, just everything that Dina spoke about in terms of growing that business, the amount of land that they had out in Westmoreland, I believe, and the real estate goals that they have in terms of developing affordable homes. Not it's not Hambani, it's affordable homes and so on. They have like a lot of acquisitions to do and to actually roll out. I think there's another acquisition that's supposed to roll out as well. And we're waiting for that company. But yeah, I'm finally glad to see that deal finally come through. So hoping for more. CEO Dino Hines, very very cool guy. Hopefully one day he comes on the podcast. Actually, we should actually reach out and have him just speak about just MFS, because the way he said it at the AGM was actually pretty good, and the conversation after the AGM especially was pretty good. And I believe in the vision. I do. Buying is believing, and I did buy. But looking to buy more, especially with this price drop, like definitely looking to buy more. Because I just think, based on the estimated profits and so on, it's gonna look it's gonna look completely different with that acquisition and compared to previous. Let's actually look at the numbers. I don't know if you've brought up the numbers from the previous report, but they made a loss the previous report, I believe. Yeah, while Preston brings it up. Do you remember what he said about how profitable MFS Limited was? I'm almost sure it was.
I think it said
It was upwards of. It was greater than
7.
50 mil. Yeah, it was probably like
I think it
70 mil
was 77 mil before taxes.
profit before tax.
Yeah.
And then we're looking at their books now. What did they? You know what they did last year? Actually, don't remember. I used to know these numbers out my head.
Last year they did 8 million profits.
8 mil. So looking at a, well, let's add 70 odd before tax. So let's just say they at least do 50 mil next year. Looking on 8 mil to 50 mil is pretty substantial. So yeah, I do like MFS. Looking forward to seeing more acquisitions, of course. More announcements, actually seeing the ball rolling. Because the same thing we said, deals, they take a long time to actually close. So that's the limiting factor for a lot of these companies. But the fact that this one has actually closed,
even with MFS, because this notice says that they finished it in time for the close of the third quarter, which is March, and you even pointed it out. So that means we're in April now, getting to the end of April. So for the quarter April, May, June, that's the quarter that they actually own the business.
Yeah.
And they're going to be able to report the revenues and profits for that.
And it's a wholly April, owned May, June subsidiary.
Yeah, so yeah, all of it. But the thing is, I know they wanted a rights issue. So, and I think essentially what they want is that they are hoping that the report or essentially when they show the public what microfinancing solutions, the assets, the balance sheet. I think they spoke about at the AGM. They spoke about having very little debt on the balance sheet. So they have assets that they believe are valuable. And they don't have that much debt, so they have a good amount of equity.
It'd be easier to raise debt and equity.
Yeah. So what I was saying is that so if the quarter ends, so April, May, June, they are gonna then want to release that report. So I mean, I would err on the side of them likely trying to release the reports early, because the more they delay it, the more because I'm sure they have plans to do, like when they raise the money, there's a reason that they're raising it. They likely want to do something with the funds, like you mentioned, other acquisitions that they're planning, other businesses, other whatever ventures they have. So if they say they drop the report early, right? So say it is by end of July, or even maybe mid-July, late July. So you see the report, then he'll probably go on. Maybe they'll do. I wonder if they would do a earnings call, or if he probably would go on the different
Limitless
news
podcast
outlets.
Yes.
Yeah, so you probably go on multiple people stuff, so that he can say, okay, this is the business, and then they try to market the business. So I think it'll be interesting. The other thing I'd say is that I know in the past he's
already gotten shareholder approval.
Yeah, but what I was saying is in the past
issue.
it looked like they're no, I know. But,
no, I'm stating that just for the episode, so people know. Because you said he wants to do a rights issue, but things have already been in motion for that rights issue. It's coming. I believe it's coming this year.
So just like Edify Focals.
Yeah, well, I mean, so we're talking about MFS right now. MFS on is definitely coming, in my opinion, because they have a profitable business.
I believe Edifocus is coming too, bro.
We just have to hear from Gordon, um, what the plan is. I think with Edifocal, if we are speaking about Edifocal, they have a more uphill battle because you're just speaking about it. From MFS standpoint, they've finally done this to have a profitable business to therefore be able to go to the market and ask people and shareholders for money. It's a bit harder for Edifocal. Still, they can do it. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not
Why you say
as
it's hard though?
it's not as well. We're talking about it's not as easy when you're not making as much money because they're asking now for shareholders. Because look at this. If this acquisition never came through, right? I don't think anyone would be giving Dino any money, for a rights issue. And it's a harder sell for somebody to underwrite that. It's a harder sell. It's just much harder to raise money when you don't have that track record. So you need proof. Um, and I just think that's the only thing Edifocal is lacking right now. And Edifocal, as much as a lot of people are bashing Edifocal right now and so on, and it is below IPO price as of this date. There is always opportunity. Companies don't stay dead forever, right? Some do, but a listed company especially, hard to
Mm-hmm.
kill a listed company. Hard, hard, hard to kill a listed company. And Gordon is driven and he has done it before. So I think with Edifocal, it's just time, right? They have government on their side, meaning the government is the one that a lot of their contracts are from government, right? And with a lot more money being utilized and a lot more, there's a bigger need now for education than before. So I feel like
Mm-hmm.
if things are done right, Edifocal could be a behemoth of a company. Right? They launched their app. I actually haven't really looked at it. There are a lot more things that I'm waiting on to see from Edifocal,
Oh,
of
there's an
course.
app?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they launched. I think Gizada was working on their app too that they launched. Big up the Gizada team. There are a lot more things that need to come out, but there is a need for education, and there are not many companies that are doing that. Oh, Edufocal and One-on-One, those are the only companies I do know of. Right, so it's just time. Oh, look, you found the app. Yeah, man, there's a whole app, and I know I know Gordon's working. Um, and once he's silent, he's working. Very driven individual from what I understand. So it's just time. Of course, a lot of people are angry because the stock price went from $3 and it's now below IPO price.
As high
But
as 4?
as high as $4. Yeah. But if he can pull this off, imagine the company gets so profitable in the next couple quarters, and then he says rights issue. You know, I never write off companies, right? Unless they're suspended or so on, then you kind of have to be like, there's nothing you can do about that right now. But I don't write it off completely because even I create, yes, even I create opportunities. It's just how you look at it and how you perceive everyone else will look at it, if that makes sense. So yeah. um, but we went on a tangent with Edgy Focal. We're talking about MFS. Yeah, I'm bullish on MFS. Let's see that rights issue and closer to the around midsummer. Another summer one. Feel like summer going
I would
nice
say
then,
midsummer. Well, hold on.
July, August. Okay, late summer. Yeah.
It's it'd be Q3, Q4, I'd say.
Mm,
They're based on quarter. I'd say maybe Q3, Q4.
okay. You think they
But
do
yeah,
it
the
off
other
of
point I was
one
making, I was
one
trying to,
profitable quarter? Then you just the rights issue.
I don't know. But one of the things I was trying to say was I'm wondering if they will want to raise more money because when MFS first mentioned the rights issue last year,
Mm-hmm.
the junior market limit was 500 million. But now that the limit is now raised, will they want to raise more money?
Mm-hmm. True.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Guess we will see. A lot of these companies can raise a lot more money now.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, all you need is somebody to underwrite these things, and you're gone a road. You're gone a road after that. So let's see. Any other companies you like? I know this recording has been going on. I mean, we could sit here and talk about companies we like all the time, like all night.
Yeah, I feel like that's enough for today, yo.
Okay. I feel so too.
Yeah.
I mean, guys, if you have companies you like, drop them in the comment section. We will be preying them. We will be looking at them and possibly discussing them. All right. Maybe the next episode we would just discuss what you guys say in the comment section. So just let us know what you guys like. If you love this episode, drop a like. If you like this episode, drop a like. If you loved it, subscribe. Yeah, that is it.
Let us know. Wait, what we should do is you guys should let us know which stocks you are watching and why. So type that in the comments if you're watching on YouTube. Let us know which stocks you are interested in and why.
That is it. Limitless out.